So let me quickly put this out there. So Tracy is up again, and this time with Mama P, and she's really venting. And some people are telling her, "Oh, you can't fight everybody who stood for you." But I want to tell her something. She has every right to vent. She has the right to express herself because the moment we try to take people's freedom away from them, the whole essence of what we did for them is being defeated. I spoke about Tracy, Mama P did, many other people did. And I even entertained Tracy on my live stream the day, one of those days, the issue was really up there. And to be fair, when I listened to Mama P's video prior to that time, it was quite insulting. It was quite disrespectful. And this is what we are talking about in Nigeria. We must differentiate between public commentary and activist. The fact you have a growing fan base doesn't necessarily mean you must be an activist. You can always lend your voice in issues, but then we should learn to give things their right names. You don't have to call somebody an activist just because a person has a growing fan page. But then if you have to wear those shoes, you need to understand what it entails. You need to understand that it is a selfless service. When you try to control people's voices, their choices, how they react, that moves from activism to a form of oppression. And this is what we're talking about. When Mama P spoke to Tracy in that video, it was quite disrespectful. And I'm not sure Mama P can address Natasha that way. She cannot. So for you to be an activist, you must be civil. It comes with civility. You don't have to take people's rights away from them. You don't have to disrespect people. When Tracy had 25 million naira in 2013, I bet you most of us here did not have 100,000 naira. So if you can accord people respect based on who you think they are, I think you're no longer an activist. You have to be able, if I cannot talk to you in a disrespectful manner, I cannot talk to somebody in my comment section in a disrespectful manner. I am not even an activist. I am a public commentator. So if you have to wear those shoes, you need to understand that you don't have to be transactional. It doesn't have to be monetary. Transactional in the fact that when somebody does, you do something for somebody, you expect the person to react in a particular kind of way. That is transaction. You don't have to be emotionally blackmailing. Trying to show how the person was ungrateful. That's emotional blackmail. You have to understand that sometimes people can just move ahead and do things like you never existed. So if you're not ready to walk that path, you can just take a step back and do what you know is best for you. You may speak for people, you may even advocate for people, win battles for people, but the fact remains that you do not have autonomy over their lives. You don't have to address people the way you feel if you're an activist. Because in today's Nigeria, we have a growing fan base that do not check us. We do 10 good things and we do one wrong and nobody sees what is wrong with it. And that is why we have to be careful of fan bases because label comes with responsibility and us forcing people into roles they did not choose. This only creates confusion both for them and for the public. At the end of the day, the conversation is about one simple truth. You cannot claim to fight for people and at the same time you try to take away their rights. It doesn't work that way. Activism is not about control. And that is why I felt the need to make this video. It's not about ego. It's not about validation. It's about impact, with or without applause. So if you're not ready to take that step forward, kindly take a step back. Let us not build a society where we do not see things wrong just because we idolize people or because people are doing something right. If you're fighting for a society like we are all fighting for a good society, we must be retrospective. We must treat people the way we want to be treated. We must address people the way we love to be addressed. And most importantly, we should dwell on equality. If you cannot address the senator that way, if you cannot address a friend that way, why do you think it's okay to talk to somebody that way just because the person is in a vulnerable state? So we have to differentiate the roles we play in the society so that we are not mistaken for what we are not. So if you want to step into that shoes, if you want to be an activist, you must learn civility. If you're not civil, you're not an activist. It is a truth at a time. Take care and have a nice day.